So, for example, let's say you were talking to somebody, right? You were talking to a young lady, and as you were talking to her, you guys were legit in an intimate relationship. Like, you were getting to know her, and you guys talked and stuff like that. And then one day she just simply said, what are we? Now, what are we to somebody that it really isn't interested in that person? What happens? That person naturally pushes away. Usually when a guy begins to push himself away or distance himself from a girl after she says, what are we? It usually means he isn't really trying to go deep with that girl. He really isn't trying to commit with that girl. He isn't really, a relationship really isn't important to him in a sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, his intention was never to go deeper with her. His intention was never to really commit himself to her. When I think about when a young lady legit says, what are we? What she's really saying is, I want more out of this relationship. I want to go to the next level in this relationship. And there are things that I want to do with this relationship, but I can't go any further until there's something really established here. And I think that this is exactly what happens to us when pursuing God. And God legit begins to say, I want more of you, or I want more out of this relationship. And I believe that when we begin to pull away from God or we distance ourselves from God, and oftentimes it translates as, I lost my passion for God, or, I was doing so good, and then it's all like out of nowhere, it's like I lost it. Like, we were on this high, and, everything was kind of clicking in a sense, and then all of a sudden, it literally feels like, I just lost it. Like, where did that go? Like, where did that desire go to pursue after God? And I think that, again, what happens is God begins to say, okay, I want more. And because our flesh, our nature naturally says no, or never really intended for that type of intimacy, our flesh naturally just distances itself from God. And I literally see that, like, when God asks for more, he's literally saying, listen, what was happening in that season was great, but, I want more now. There's more I need from you. And I think that God is taking us to new levels. And I believe that God has a lot in store for us and a lot planned for us. And because we're not ready, or because, again, our flesh never really intended for that level of intimacy, we just naturally just push away. When we find ourselves doing other things besides honoring God or obeying God, and that's the same thing, again, with the relationship thing. What does a guy naturally say or always say when a girl says, what are we? And then eventually he distances himself. He always lets her know, hey, listen, it's not you, it's me. Like, it has nothing to do with you, it's all me. And we say things like, I'm not ready. I don't want to go deeper with you because of things that's wrong with me. And I think that's the same thing with God. It's like, we know God is great. We know God is amazing. We know God has amazing things in store for us. And it's like, because we're not ready, or again, because we never really intended to go that deep with God, we naturally push away. And people will say, Al, well, I did want to go deeper with God, and I did, and I believe that it's God's spirit inside of us that wants more. Like the Bible says that the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. As in, like, everything that God has put inside of me, God's spirit is pushing me and pulling me to want to go deeper with God, but because my flesh is weak, I naturally begin to push away because there's a fight going on. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's a fight between the flesh and the spirit. And I think that's legit what's happening when a guy begins to distance himself from a girl because he's not ready, quote unquote. What he's really saying is, listen, there's a lot of things wrong with me, and I don't want to bring you on this journey. And I don't want to, in a sense, waste your time when, in a sense, you're, in a sense, wasting that girl's time. But it's like, legit, that guy knows he has a lot of issues, and he's never not saying that girl isn't everything he's longing for or everything he wants. He just knows that, hey, like, dang, I don't want to fully commit to you, and then, like, kind of be like a upset to you, like a false expectation to you. Like, I'm not that guy. And the reality is, it's like with God, he's like, listen, I know you're messed up. I know you're flawed. I know you have issues, but I legit want you. Like, I have a plan for you, and I can't literally go through with that plan until there's something established with us. I believe that God's version of what are we is him saying, I want more of your time, just more of your strength, your ability, your passion, your effort. Just give it all to me. Your life, your agenda, your motives, give it all to me. I want all of it. I think that, again, because our flesh never really intended for that level of intimacy with God, it fights us and it pushes us away. But I think that's just so dope. Like, when I think about a relationship, if we can like for example, if a man can look past his insecurities, and I would definitely advise that man something different besides pursue that girl. I would definitely say get himself right. But with us, it's like when we can look at ourselves and say, you know what? I know there's something wrong with me, and I need to go deeper with God. I need to pass this lack of passion, or this procrastination, or this laziness, or even people around me that's hindering me or keep me away from it. It's like, no, I need to go deeper. I mean, I think that when we can override that, and when we realize it's a fight going on, when God asks for more, we can just give it to him. And I think that another thing to think about is whenever God is saying he wants more, he's letting you know that he's getting ready to do something special. And I think that anybody that has gotten to a place where they feel like their walk with God has not been where it used to be, when they feel like they hit that wall, I think that, or what I would say to them, some momentum for them is to press on. Like there's something on the other side of you just going deep here in this moment. There's something legit on the other side of you saying yes to God. And it's when you say yes, you'll experience God. And I think that we can't let the flesh win. We can't. And I think that it's time for us to really press in because God has so much in store for us. And no, that was what I wanted to share. I'm done.